hape ya ho ba le matla a kwa godimo dimo re kreele Ace coffee ya Ace or
I've never even seen that coffee. Like I've never seen Glove Ace coffee. And I don't know if that's another version of FG, which is the ZCC thingy. And I see he has the other bishop, the other ZCC bishop's picture there. So this is part of the ritual.
enngwe hape ya ho ba le matla a kwa godimo dimo re kreele Ace coffee ya Ace or re kreele Kloof coffee ya Kloof or re phethele yona solution ye he le hore wena o phetha ditaelo go ba di solution gore o be le boipereki ke business ke kgwebo potlana.
Okay, but my question is, if he recommends a different coffee, right, for a different ritual, right? So you can see he is a Sangoma, but then he is a ZCC thing. Like for instance, here he recommends Kloof, I didn't know, Mona, Treka, and FG. So these are all coffees at the end of the day. So
shiwe enngwe hape ya ho ba le matla a kwa godimo dimo re kreele FG coffee ya FG or re kreele speciale de ya naga or re kreele Bonita milk meleke wa Bonita or re phethele solution ye he le gore o motho wa ntate o dula le motho wa mme oba o motho wa mme o dula le motho wa ntate.
Pause. How does the coffee know it's a woman who's drinking it or it's a man? See, these are the kind of questions that one should ask himself, because this will kind of explain whether the ritual itself or the being worshipped behind is the issue, you know. And so, because on the it's a coffee, right? So it's a man who's drinking, a woman. What's the difference? Now with the other one, it's for men. With this one, it's for women. But it's all coffee. These are all food items, right? These are all food items. So, but anyways, let's get out of this one. By the way, I actually saw this because Auslemo posted a video earlier on, which is this clip here. And so in that clip, she then kind of includes this particular thingy. And so that's where I saw this profile. There's a video that I saw, which was quite interesting. So here you'll see they do like a chicken sacrifice thing. But then this aspect of what I'm talking about, of angel worship, you might call it. This is where you see it.
Mary Magdalene
So Mary Magdalene loves a chicken which is properly, you know, you remove the feathers and the whole nine quarters. So you remove the feathers and then Mary Magdalene would accept it. That's a very strange one. There's now people in ancestral worship mixed with ZCC, which is what I was asking yesterday, who are now involving French conspiracy spiritualist idea, because the whole thing of Mary Magdalene, it comes from there. But anyways,
re tlisa kgogo mo metsing e leng gona go leboga Mary Magdalene gore wa re dumella gore re tlhape ka hara metsi a gagwe
So they are thinking. So at first, at the Catholic Church, and the very same people that would be attacking the Catholic Church. So at first, they had issues with that. The Catholic Church worships statues and so forth and so forth, and then they were just worshiping Mary. Now here they are worshiping Mary Magdalene. She receives sacrifices, but not only does she receive sacrifices, Mary Magdalene is the one who owns the river at which they go to make these sacrifices. This tells you that there's something else going on in the back.
latlhela kgogo e leng gona go kgopela se sengwe ka mantswe a mangwe he re mo file kgogo Mary Magdalene modimo ka hara metsi le ena o
So modimo a ka hara metsi. So Mary Magdalene is the God under the water.
metsi le ena o khona go re kwela botlhoko ka setlhabelo go ba ka mpho e re mo fileng yona.
Mary Magdalene is able to have grace and mercy for you.
My.
And then they throw their sacrifice into the thingy. And so it's the first time I hear of it. But the Bible does warn of these things. Now remember, it's the same question that I was asking. When he puts different coffees, and then, this one is higher, this is a very high ritual thing. How does the Spirit know who's doing it? It's all coffee at the end of the day. But as I stated last time, we're not to be involved in ritual practices because this is where the deception lies. But if you actually go back into Colossians, right? If you go into Colossians, you'll remember Colossians chapter number 2, it says, "For these are shadows of things to come." So the rituals that were done in the Old Testament were only a shadow of what you see in the modern day. I had someone saying, "Ricky, I hear noise in the background." This microphone likes switching off sometimes. So if I play a sound in the background, it does not switch off. So just in case you hear that, you can hear, it can go off. I'm not doing that so that the microphone, it picks up. It's a USB microphone. Anyways, so this issue of continuous ritual, in the Old Testament, it was because the Messiah had not given the perfect sacrifice that we see in the New Testament. And so it goes on to say, these were shadows of things, but the body of that cast, it belongs unto Christ. Okay? And then it says, "Do not let anyone who delights in false humility and the worship of angels disqualify you with speculation about what he has seen." So people go out there, say that they heard a message from a spirit or from their ancestor or from so and so or whatever angel spoke to them. It says this humility of submission, this thing that looks like they are submitted, they are humble. He says, do not let that be the thing that allows you to put down your God. Okay? He says this false humility in the worship of angels disqualify you because of speculative ideas. He says such a person is puffed up without basis by his unspiritual mind. You see, while they busy practice spiritual things, there is an ignorance in spiritual things. Because you are doing things that seem to be functioning in the spirit, the Bible says there is a level of ignorance that is applied in them. So notice here, that part in verse number 18, there were warns about people that are in worship of angels, worship of spirit beings. He says, don't let that hinder you and come to a point where you are now disregarding what you know from a biblical standpoint because someone claims to have a better or a bigger message. Be very clear, we feel sorry for these people because they allow themselves to continue in these things, in all these practices. And Mary Magdalene is the god of the water, and all these kind of things. This worship of beings, the Bible speaks against. Colossians is a perfect example of that. He says, because they have speculative ideas, it's because of the puffed up mind, which perceives itself as being spiritual. But he says, it's not them. Tell me what you think. It's the Rick Show daily Christian commentary videos. Other videos done today, they'll be down in the pinned comments. Be very careful with doctrines that, these doctrines that are dependent on active rituals currently. Very careful with things like that because you'll get involved with things, the Bible says, unspiritual while you perceive them to be spiritual. No, you're not spiritual. No, because you are functioning in that particular thing. It does not make you. No, because you are justifying a carnal mind by practicing these rituals. Because you've practiced something and you might have seen a manifestation of a sort. You then perceive that to be that you are matured spiritually. Colossians says no, that's not the case. Be very careful. Get involved in what you think it's spiritual. Can't you are only involved in rituals that do not benefit anything. The next episode posted in the evening. See you later.